Welcome back. We are jumping into semifinals round with Alberto Santana here on 8 Powerball. This one, interesting. We're going to see how these players have put together their rounds for this group. We saw their first game. On Sword of Rage. And now they're on... Am I on the wrong lane? What is going on here? They're playing, I'm pretty sure Daniel Gilbert is moving on based on how these numbers look. I don't think they have all the numbers in just yet from the Everdrain score, but I believe he had won on Sword of Rage and was already had won on Pinball Pool. So he's looking to put on a good game. Of 8 Ball. So now we've got Eric Russell, very talented player. I'm hoping to see a little bit. We're hoping to see a little bit more from Eric. He's just, God. You can't do much when the game literally doesn't give you a chance to flip on it. And honestly, like, Eric's pretty calm, cool, and collect for having had such bad bounces. All right, so Alberto here. So again, what you're looking for, get the rollovers at the top. He's trying to get the third one over. That lights some bonus points. And there's a kickback on 8 Ball. That's a great shot. Take that. He's got the spinner lit, so he's looking to get control. Oh! There it is. He didn't kill it, but he got it. And it is 1,000 per spin, so it's worth every spin. And he's going to start doing that. He is going to start going back to that spinner as much as possible. So I was right. It looks like Alberto Santana currently with 3 points, Eric with 2, and Andy with 1. With Daniel Gilbert has 8. So these guys are looking to take a win here to kind of blow up the available points left. Alberto put together a great ball 2 there. Good bonus collect. And he's up to 168,000. Right. Daniel Gilbert coming up.
That are watching the tournament, we're heading into our third ball on Deadpool, $80 high stake game right here. The pressure's on.
Daniel looks like he's trying to find those missing pool balls, and he's going to drain out the right out lane. Got 22,960. All right, Andy Cushman, incredibly talented player. Also has had a couple bounces not go his way today. He's trying to get that early rollover. It's kind of hard to get that one through. Oh, he might have. He wants to settle down. There you go. We're gonna get a pool ball there. Got 1 to go on the far right rollover. He'd like to grab that, but again, you're gonna take what you can get, and he's not gonna get anything. So, Andy Cushman is walking away from yet another game that is not letting him flip. Eric Russell, will he get to flip? So if he does, it'll be the first time I think we've got to see him flip. which must be very frustrating for him. All right, he gets a rollover. He has a flip. He clearly hits his shot immediately. Finally, the game gives him something to do, and he's putting together something now. All right, so he got that rollover. He got the pool ball that he needed at the top. And he had a chance there. That was an unfortunate missed opportunity there. He did put the flippers on it. I don't know if he could have played that ball, but he's in second. So we're on ball 3. We got Alberto Santana walking up with a substantial lead. I think he wants the 8 ball here. It's not a very safe shot when you hit it, but it's going to be worth hitting for him. Oh boy, try to get some control, and the Powerball has taught Alberto yet again that control exists only in the Powerball. The Powerball gets to decide what it does, not you. Unfortunate, but great game, 213,000. All right, Daniel here is going to try to get some, pad some leads, get some points on here, and try to take away some of the scoring opportunities of his opponents. I don't believe it's going to matter. I believe he's through no matter the outcome of this game. But why not lock it up with a big game? He's got that spinner to lit. He's got that spinner lit, so he's going to want to get up there. He's got his that lane on the far right is now lit, so he may get himself something. Whoa, settle, and he does. And there's the thought he had the spinner there. He did not. And he settles, and he gets the kickback. Thank goodness. Doesn't work all the time, but that time worked for him. Out lane's going to take it. Daniel Gilbert unhappy with that game. Not a whole lot of bonus, but he's up to 68,000. And honestly, that could be enough. Andy Cushman walking up hoping. All right, Andy's trying to simplify this process so that he can at least get that rollover. And that's not even going to happen. God, my goodness. All right, now Andy is getting going. That ball is getting going, and Andy doesn't get to do anything. All right, so 62,000. I don't know if Eric can take that off his bonus. He's got a long way to go on this one. He did get a ball there on the rollover, so that's solid. And now got another one off that stand-up target over on the left. He needs one off in the right in lane. Trying to see what he's missing. There you go. He's got to like that spinner. Also needs to light up that far right kind of candy cane. Got the 8 ball. That's probably going to be pretty solid. Eric's still in control. Starting to put some things together here. That was a neat shot. That was a good shot there. That spinner lit. That spinner is lit now. And now Eric is really putting on a clinic here on 8 Powerball. He's got a good bonus. Wants to get that up as high as he can. Coming back. Oh, could he get that? Still wants that in lane, but hey, we'll take the spinner and settle. Drain, roll, and good. Very good. All right, Eric is rolling. And it looks like, and definitely, as long as he does not tilt out here, he's got this. He's got to try and earn it on sheer shooting. But to have come back off of 2 balls he didn't even get to flip. All right, Eric. That was a solid game. That was a very solid game. Put a great game together, and that's going to be a big one for him. If we take a look at the scores, I want to make sure of this. Because of that, he will then have a total of 6, and that will make him move on. He won that one, so a total of 6. I believe that'll put Alberto Santana at 5. Andy is going to be at like 1 or 2, and Daniel Gilbert will stay at 8. So Daniel Gilbert and Eric Russell will move on from this group. Now if we take a look, we try and see where the other games are being played. It might be Black Knight. It is not. Is it Stars? It is Stars. We're on ball 1 of Stars. I have no idea why the lighting is the way it is, but it does exist this way. But you can see it pretty well. The game is not blue, but it is try to center this a little bit better. There we go. That's a nice clean view. Over 100,000 on ball 1 of Stars. Do you believe in miracles? He's got a lot lit. He's putting up a ridiculous score here. He's got a double bonus. I think he can get triple. His spinner's at 800 a spin. Can get it to 1,000 a spin if he finishes hitting the rest of the Stars. I don't know which one he's missing. Oh, like one just went out. Weird. Way to go. That was a killer. That was a killer game of Stars. Where that ends up, I love to see. Let's see where this doubles. That's going to double. He had the highest. I think that's at least 20. Yeah, 168,000 on ball 1. He ain't messing around. It looks like, I believe, that's Jerry Bernard. Jerry Bernard is walking up to Stars. And he experienced Stars. I think that was, no, that must not be, I'm sorry, wrong player. Or right player. I don't know. What am I looking at? Who just walked away from Stars? Give me a minute here. I'm going to find out what group is on Stars. So right now it is Fred Robertson, Craig Morse, Rob Dansu, and David Playstig. It's a little harder to see. I think David might be up to play currently. See if I can do a little bit of magic to bring that into view. A little bit of magic there. Yeah, David did just train. All right, so in this group, we've got Craig Morse with 4 points, Fred Richardson with 5 points, Rob Dansu with 3 points, and Davey Playsted with 2 points. It's either Craig who just set up that monster score or Rob. I believe it was Craig. but I'm not 100% on that. This is Fred Richardson walking up to the game now in his headphones. Likes to get a sense of the flippers. He's got a great score. 56,000 is a good start on Stars. So let's see what he can do with them. Here we go. All right. So the goal on Stars is to collect stars, hitting the different colored stars across the playfield. And my goodness, Fred, not what he wanted to do. Congratulations, Daniel. Great playing.
I can't believe I'm this far in.
Yeah, we caught your most of your Black Knight game, and then what was your last game?
I mean, I played Black Knight a little bit before, but I avoided it the whole qualifying because like I know this game is brutal.
Yeah, that was a good play. You want to jump on the mic for a few minutes?
I've never done that.
That's all right. I just want to ask you a few questions about your run here. So here is Daniel Gilbert. Just step down. Daniel, congratulations for advancing.
Thank you.
And now you have just played. Who were your opponents in the last round?
I was playing with Eric, Andy, and Alberto.
Okay, Alberto Santana. So Alberto was one of the gentlemen who had the bye.
Yes, he was number 9 seed.
Okay, and was Eric the other? Eric Russell?
Eric, yes, because he was 16.
Okay, so I believe
Andy was in the round with me last round. Yep.
Yeah, and I believe Andy and Eric. I was just looking at the standings ahead of time. They were basically tied at 16.
16 and 17.
Yeah, and Eric got the win. Now, watching the games, all the games were playing brutal. Watching Eric and Andy, both of the 2 games we saw them both get 2 house balls.
Which games?
I think it was, so what were yours last game? 8-ball?
We played a power 8-ball.
Yeah, so they took Eric, his first ball he didn't touch, and then I think Andy 2 of his balls he didn't touch. And I think Eric also got basically a house ball on a Black Knight Source Range.
Yes, amazing. Yeah, there were a couple 3-second balls on Black Knight.
My goodness. So there was no ball save on Black Knight?
No, there was no ball save, which it plays so fast you can lose. A lot of people went for the skill shot, the super skill shot, which it immediately feeds, and without the ball save, you could lose the ball immediately.
Yeah.
And
so now, did you do that, or did you do the
so
rollovers?
I avoided it the first 2 times. I don't think there is a rollover skill shot.
Oh, okay.
And I avoided it the first 2 times because I knew it was so dangerous, but then I realized that it was very possible that 1.5 million was literally the difference between winning and losing because the scores were so low.
Yep.
So I actually went for it, and I did end up making progress in a mission, so it didn't make the difference.
Yeah, you were in, was it Hydra or Sandworm, one of those?
I think it was Sandworm.
Sandworm.
I don't know the game well enough.
Those shots were pretty valuable. I mean, you're hitting somewhere between 1 and like 2.5 million per shot of the mode. And was that you only in that one mode?
Yeah, I don't think I completed it. I think I got through like 2 steps of it, but I don't know how it works.
But yeah, so I mean, I find it when you have the overhead view, we were able to really kind of get a sense of the mode is basically which lightning shots are lit. And what color they are for your shots.
Shoot the flashing stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So well, it seems to work out for you. So out of all the games that you've been playing, gone through 2 rounds now. What games are you enjoying your time on? Or is it all just awful?
No. The first round I got a 4th and a 2nd, and I needed a 1st to move on. And it was Rancho, which I had played. That was one of the games that qualified me.
Okay.
And I knew it was a very, very brutal game. No in lanes, pretty much at the mercy of bumpers and stuff. But it was very nice to me, and I got a very good launch, which is very important because the top of the field is both the most lucrative and the safest.
Yep.
And I think I got 2 different balls maxed out bonus with the double, and
nice.
I actually put up a higher score than my qualifying
round,
there you go. So I was feeling pretty good, and yeah, it was
that
enough.
That put you in.
Yeah.
That put you in. Well, that's great. I'm glad to hear that you were able to have that positive experience. You're able to see. It sounds like you've had a pretty good mix of games. With modern stuff being Sword of Rage.
Yep, it was intentional. They wanted to have some new ones, so Black Knight was actually pulled out of the box. I think yesterday or 2 days ago, pretty much for this. So
I was lucky enough to put the first game on that, and I will say your game, I think, beat my score on the very first game that won on that game. So even though you hadn't spent much time on it, you put enough there, and you had a pretty clear win on that one.
Yeah.
Now you're moving into the next round. Are there any games that you've had some experience on that you're trying to avoid?
That I'm trying to avoid.
Because you had mentioned Black Knight Sword of Rage was that one you were trying to avoid, and we're trying to figure out, okay, which one is he going to win?
Yeah.
Because he just won on the one he was avoiding.
Yeah. Well, I would be a little concerned if I had to play Doodlebug again. So that actually was in the second round. That was going to be our third game, but when they were playing it, they noticed on my game that the hundredths digits were rolling over, but the thousandth digits were not incrementing.
Yep.
So, major malfunction, and we had to move on to a different machine.
Okay. We did hear that, so I would expect, based on the time of day and the situations which we are in, I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see any more Doodlebug.
Yeah. We don't have any idea how long it was actually doing that, since it was a little hard to notice.
It was interesting to see, even just in qualifying that game. A lot of people seem to be doing better earlier in the day, and hey, maybe those numbers weren't rolling, but what are you going to do? Well, your next, do you know who else came in with you? Eric Russell ended up making it?
Yes, Eric Russell pulled out a very impressive last ball of Power 8 Ball. That's how he moved on.
Yeah, we did capture that, so we'll be that will be a highlight from this show. You're coming back from so many bad bounces, so many bad beats, so many straight drains that he couldn't put a flipper on a ball, and then now finally when we got to watch him, have some control over what he was doing, he was able to put something together. So
Power 8 Ball definitely rewards you if you can get a few good shots in. Like if you light the spinner, shoot the spinner.
That spinner was really cooking.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Daniel, for taking the time. Good luck for the rest of the tournament. And so that was Daniel Gilbert. Daniel Gilbert, one of our local Philadelphia area players and very talented member of the Philadelphia area pinball scene. It's exciting. Him, father and son, both playing together in a tournament, and here very much like yesterday, very much like the gauntlet that we experienced, where Jason Zoller won over his father in the finals. Dennis, Daniel's father, did not make it into the finals of Division A or into the divisions. So he gets to see his son be successful. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty exciting. All right, so we're watching Stars here. We're currently on, looks like player 2, ball 3. This is the legend. Had an outrageous score for ball 1. Getting some control, and it seems like just finding ways to just make the flipper do what he wants has been incredibly impressive on a game that I think I played this maybe 7 times in qualifying, and I think 80,000 was my best game. Putting together a great score there, 330,000. Moving on to player 3. Player 3, 30,000 behind first place. We're on ball 3, so we're hoping, player 3 hoping to make a difference here so they can move into second place on the game. Those bounces. Oh, my goodness. He's going to end 63,520. All right, so player 4. Player 4 will need to put something together to be able to come out from fourth place. 30,000 points isn't necessarily something that is incredibly easy to put on a game. On this game, the way it's playing, it's difficult to know for sure what's going to happen. So it's either Davey or potentially Fred Richardson. Looks like it's Davey walking up. All right. So Davey Playstig, second place in the gauntlet yesterday, and certainly has made some waves this weekend here at Pinfest in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Gets a good roll over there, gets control.
And that spinner, it's worth 600 to spin. And he might be collecting stars. He's up to 10,000 bonus. Hoping to get control, and there he does. He has control now. Now you're looking for that spinner for points. Control, and there's no control there for Davey. Davey's going to end up in third and fourth on this game. So let's take a look at the standings here. Davey is going to end in last in his group. Rob is going to get a point, but I don't think that's going to matter. It looks like Fred Richardson and Craig Morse are going to move on with 8 and 7 points. Incredibly close competition for that group. We're going to take a pause, show our sponsors, and we'll be right back.